Okay.
Both of them.
Hey, hold on. Let me ask y'all something, cause
Are we rolling?
I'm rolling. I don't know if I'm gonna use any of this on the
Oh,
podcast.
okay.
Oh, well then. All right.
But okay. So we have local promotions around here, and something that I've noticed with a lot of local promotions that's like all over the country, because you see the flyers all over the place, is that a lot of times you see they'll have like the stars of yesteryear be the fucking headliners.
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah. Like a couple years ago, motherfucker had Tully Blanchard was their champion. And
What?
I'm like,
Yo, he's like 70.
yeah. So I'm like, how do y'all feel about? Am I the only one that be like, I can't take your promotion seriously if you got dudes that was mid card in WWE in their prime as your headliners and champions?
They could at least get somebody that was like in the 90s or 2000s. They can get D'Lo Brown or something.
Yo, if you get D'Lo Brown at a local
I might come
indie
out.
show, I might come out.
I'm there.
I might come out.
Billy Gunn now.
I don't want to say no name, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about VCW.
Yeah,
That's just what it
hey,
is.
I mean, I'm fine with it being Billy Gunn, but if it was like,
What if they had Bart Gunn though?
as long as he ain't in no boxing contest,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Butterbean
he got his ass. Whoa.
he would beat everybody's ass, and then Butterbean came up, bop,
Butterbean
bop.
beats the shit out of him.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you a true story about that. I was watching it by myself. I was in my room, and I was like, okay, cool. The interest is coming out. I didn't really care about that match for real. Let me make a sandwich during this match. I went downstairs, made a sandwich, came back, didn't even get a bite. It was over with.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
I was like, what
Face
the fuck?
down.
I was like, what the fuck happened? So I've never seen that shit.
Yo, that shit.
You have to go back. When I tell you it's the funniest thing, like he hit him and it's like his hands just like instantly, like you could tell he wasn't properly trained, and then to go up against an actual boxer.
Yeah.
Man, I love the episode. Like, was it one episode of Raw when they actually had like boxing matches on that shit? Remember that?
I mean, yeah, that's what it led up to. The winner of that tournament went on to fight Butterbean.
Yo, I want to win that shit. 'Cause Butterbean look like he can goddamn knock a hole through your soul.
Nigga.
He could have won. He just got.
And
so
it's in a
nervous.
completely different weight class. Like Butterbean was big as shit, and what them call probably like a good 240,
Yo,
something like that.
oh, Bart Gunn was like leading up to that shit. Bart Gunn was slugging niggas. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't
like-
want to fuck with Bart Gunn on some street shit. Like he feel like he'll knock a nigga out.
Like, even today, nigga, you.
I don't know.
Like and I feel like Bart Gunn would say, "I'm gonna knock you out, nigga." Like I feel like he would say that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Billy Gunn did say that he's still, just as big now as he was back then. So,
Damn.
They seem like they don't fuck with each other for some reason. In my head, they don't fuck.
Yeah,
with each other.
cause Billy Gunn he kept his stock rising when he went to DX.
Exactly.
And Bart Gunn wasn't flashy enough to be his own man.
because he got knocked out.
Well, that too.
Hey, the New Age Outlaws that's a very underrated tag team.
Yes.
Like, we just speak on how slept on. I think they like the greatest of all time.
Really?
Not anymore.
I can't go greatest.
I gotta go with the Deli Boys now. But for a long ass time, I
What?
was saying they
Matter
were.
of fact, I don't want to like hijack your shit, but who are like the top 5 tag teams?
Ever?
Yeah.
LOD. LOD got to be top 5.
Yeah.
LOD is number 5 on the top 5.
Oh, matter of fact. Once again, I ain't trying to hijack your shit.
I mean,
But you are.
do your
I
thing,
know, I
brother.
know. Top 5 tag teams since like 2000.
2000.
Okay, now we talk about something different.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
The Outlaws definitely have to be in the conversation, first and foremost.
True.
Deli Boys, of course. I mean, can we throw? I mean, that's difficult.
I think you got Dudley's, Edge and Christian, Hardy's.
What we saying? Are we talking about the 2000s or since the 2000s?
Since 2000. Since the year 2000.
Young Bucks got to be in the top 5 because nobody's done what they done.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough because like we're gonna have to extend it out, just a little bit.
So are we just talking WCW, WWF tag teams?
Well,
We going like all tag teams, right?
I mean, yeah. Because if we just
what-
specifying it just to one company, then we already know. If it's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
WWE, we already know what that answer is going to be. But if we going across the whole entire spectrum, now it's something a little bit different.
well, let's say WWE for conversational sake.
All right. Keep it in WWE.
Yeah, because this is a WrestleMania.
Right. We
Okay,
might as well
all right.
keep on topic.
All right. Hardy Boys.
APA.
APA.
Okay, but
I don't know about that one. That's a hot take.
You didn't get amped up anytime you heard their music.
Their
when they
music
came
was
out?
hard.
But I think the bulk of their stuff was like their backstage vignettes.
Exactly.
their matches were good too. They was fucking niggas up.
I mean, their matches were good, but I mean, you know, did they have like a long reign as a tag champion
They
or anything?
might be top 20.
Okay.
Definitely top 20.
Okay.
I don't know about top 5.
Yeah.
I think I would get them top 10 in WWE since 2000.
Maybe.
Because
I think the New Day got to be in there.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
especially considering the gimmick that they were given.
Mhm.
Yeah. That preaching gimmick was all the way trash.
You know what? And I think I would have to throw the Sue Usos in there.
Oh, definitely.
There's
Yeah.
no way possible that you couldn't. Like, they're just good. Now, I'm actually glad that they're allowing them to.
Be the
Sometimes I feel like y'all can look too amped up.
Yeah.
It's messy promo stuff. But other than that, I enjoy it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I would say either. This is definitely a hot take. For
Oh,
me,
shit.
either Eminem or
Get the fuck out of here.
Miz and
You just-
Morrison.
You just trying too hard. Trying too hard. Both of them shit. Top 5? Now that's some top 20 shit. You trying too hard, man. Look. You're enough. You don't have to try so hard, man. You're enough.
I think they're good. I think both of them was like pretty decent teams.
Decent. We talking about top 5. You're gonna put Eminem in the same sentence as the Dudley Boys and the Hardys,
There hasn't really
And-
been like
APA, and the Young Bucks and the Usos and the New Day. Eminem's in that
You know what's the
conversation.
funny thing about all those tag teams that he just said? If you go back and look at any one of the episodes, you can probably count how many shirts that you've seen sold with any one of those groups. How many times have you seen any Eminem shirts?
I can't. Did they have one?
nah,
I
they
don't think
did.
so. The best thing about them was Melina.
But
Her
Miz,
jumping, busting out the split.
but
Like,
Miz and Morrison, they were like legit.
Yo, this isn't even a hot take. This is the truth. I didn't fuck with Miz until like 2 years ago.
Same here.
I despised him as a person in
Put it
wrestling.
like this. I always liked him, but I could admit that he sucked until about 2-3 years ago.
Like I didn't recognize.
you think he sucks now?
No, I said he
Oh.
sucked until about.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't, me personally, I couldn't recognize him as the Miz. I always just, that's fucking Mike from
Mike from Real World.
Until a couple years ago, like about 2 years ago, like he actually started, it seemed like he started believing his gimmick more.
No, I think we all over the fucking place, by the way.
Oh,
But,
it's
wrestling, baby.
Yeah, I feel like when he had the U.S. Championship and he was like on his way to winning the World Championship, he was on the roll. Cause that's when he was fucking with like Daniel Bryan. He had Alex Riley with him and shit like that. So he was moving up, and then after that, he just fell all the way the fuck off.
But-
and now he's building back up.
I felt like that was whack when he was doing that.
But when he won the championship, I like, yo, I believe it. Like,
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm glad he stopped doing this shit.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I don't even remember him doing that.
Oh,
That was-
Whenever he
good
would
for
get
you.
ready, like before the bell would ring, and when they would introduce him, he would stand in the corner and do all that stuff. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, oh man.
Yeah, I could,
The whole
shit.
chick magnet. And all
Yeah,
that
you
other
know,
stuff.
you know,
Oh, back in those days.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's back, back when he actually felt like he was a legitimate A-lister because he was in the Marine 9. You know?
But now, man, it's like,
He on another level now.
yeah.
I fuck with him.
What?
Oh, yeah.
that
He has to
Talking
win the
Smack-
championship. Yeah.
That Talking Smack episode shot him through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Once he did-
With Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, once
Mhm.
he did that, and he like turned it all the way up to 1,000. It
I
was
thought-
just like,
I watched that again this week, and I was like, yo, I felt chills. Like,
yeah.
I started connecting with him when he had Ms. Dial.
Oh,
yes.
man.
All right. Well, let's start right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Let's get this official right here. Let's get jumping on.
Go ahead.
Welcome to We Ain't No Stupids. It is me, the Zen Master, across from me.
Shad Harris.
Next to Shad.
You were supposed to say to the left of me.
Oh, my bad.
G.A. Brown, a.k.a. the brain behind Gorgeous Jervis, the grand champion of wrestling.
And to my right.
It is your man, Mr. Top Notch Big Chuck. I'm the underboss of the Too Easy crew. Too Sweet Me One Time Daddy, as always.
God damn, I should have had something to say. I had something to say.
You want to take two?
No, I'm good, man, but still. God.
Shad Harris.
Yeah. I should have came with a spiel.
I would have really went to. Yes, sir. It's your man, Mr. Top Notch Big Chuck here. Too Sweet Me Daddy, as always. Too Easy Underboss. We in here.
You ain't gotta do it again.
I
I ain't mad at him.
This,
You gotta get in where you fit in, baby.
this is Gorgeous Jervis. A wise man once told me I'd be the wise man giving him advice. Coming to you live from 999 Patagonia Parkway at the Hall of Flame.
Fuck this. Man, go to the top.
Promo clash in this bitch. All right, we're gonna. This is a special pro wrestling episode, the WrestleMania preview episode. We're gonna make our predictions and all that. Talk about the whole weekend. So, what you guys want? You want to start with NXT or y'all want to start with WrestleMania first?
Oh, let's go. Hey, let's go. And let's go. Let's go with the hottest brand on TV right now, NXT.
We ain't gonna talk about the Hall of Fame.
No.
No, just what for? Don't they have somebody interested in that bitch?
Goldberg.
Dudley's. Mark Henry.
Mark Henry, that's what it was.
Got
So
a
shout
whole
out to
lot
Mark
left in.
Henry. Shout out.
Yeah. Out of Mark Henry's whole 20+ year career, he only had 2 good years.
Well, it's not his fault.
Kind of is, but still.
No, he had about 8 altogether.
I feel like
the Nation of Domination was 2 years, right?
I was talking about the Hall of Fame.
So
Yeah.
you got the Hall of Pain is 2 years, then the Nation of Domination was 2 years, then Sexual Chocolate was a year.
Sex with Chocolate. Shit, he was in there smashing
Deep stroking.
who was it? It wasn't Mae Young. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, trap draws.
No, that ain't his baby. You saw the hand. The hand was white hand.
Yeah, that was right.
They could have got a mixed hand.
Turn your test that quick. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. I want to talk to you guys about this first. Let's get y'all opinion on it. The greatest Royal Rumble. You heard about it, right?
Yes.
You
I heard
about
of it, but I don't really know what it's about.
How about you, Gia? You heard about it?
Nah.
All right. The greatest Royal Rumble is their first show in Saudi Arabia. So it's like they're doing it big. They're gonna do it like a real pay-per-view. It's like a whole bunch. It's a super card, and they having Royal Rumble. The thing's gonna be a 40-man Royal Rumble. The controversy behind it is, well, I don't know if it's controversy. It's something that I noticed. Is there aren't going to be any women on the card because women aren't allowed to compete in Saudi Arabia.
Sausage Fest. That should be the name of it. Sausage Fest.
Sasha Fest?
Sausage.
Oh, Sausage Fest.
Definitely not Sasha.
Nah.
That's why
I love
figure out
Sasha.
What you were saying. Sasha, what? Yeah. So, is it hypocritical for them to do a show in Saudi Arabia where no women are allowed at the same time they bumping this whole women's revolution, women's first time, everything?
I think because you still have to be respectful to places that you go, and I think they're trying to get a market over there, right?
Probably so. You're trying to get a market everywhere.
You know, so it's like I don't want to mess up my money by disrespecting the culture over there. So I at least want to make sure that once I go over there and make sure that I tap into this market, that I do everything I possibly can to support this country. But as far as outside of that, it's just like
To me, it's like if some shit ain't cool, the shit ain't cool. So I can't like go to your market and like adapt to your customs and shit when that shit contradicts with our brand. You know what I'm saying?
But I think the brand itself is all about money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pushing that women's revolution because it's actually money in women wrestling now.
Right.
Shit, you go back like 10, 12 years ago, it was all about the puppies. They ain't give a fuck about, like, women being able to perform in the ring.
dancing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, they were objectifying women 10, 12 years ago, and then all of a sudden, like, women's wrestling on the indie scene became like more credible. You know what I mean? So like now they care about it, but I mean, I don't really see the issue with it. I mean, they got to get that dollar.
They gonna get that dollar.
And that's basically what it boils down to. It's good wrestling, and for them to make sure they get that dollar. So, what was it that they went to?
I don't remember, but when they said they had to cover up,
Yeah.
I'm down with that. I can fuck with that.
Yeah, if they
You know
gonna
what I'm
do that, then it shouldn't, be any issues. Because wherever they went, who was it? It was Sasha and it was,
Bliss.
yeah, and the match still went off without a hitch. They was just looking like, MVP backup dancers. That's all. Looking like little mini Power Rangers.
Man, I gotta Google that.
Yeah.
They definitely like Power Rangers.
Yeah, they
man.
was like, I think Sasha wore a hoodie or some shit like. Yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
man.
her jank was like a turtleneck.
Yeah.
Like all the way up
They was
there.
up
Shit like a purple Power
Long
Ranger.
sleeve,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Man, what?
Did y'all see the
Who
little
was
girl that was like super excited to see them wrestle?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was like a girl in the front row that was like jumping up and down and super excited. So that was worth it.
Now, if they could do something like that, then I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't see any problems, any issues,
Yeah.
you know. But it's all about that dollar, baby.
Gotta get that Skrilla.
Gotta get that Skrilla.
All right, well.